Good morning, dear students. Now in this lecture we are going to start chapter 2nd that belong to the botany paper 2nd BO 122 principles of plant science. So this chapter belong to the plant physiology. So the chapter title is diffusion. So diffusion is one of the phenomenon that has been involved in the uptake of the water by the plant. So water is essential for the life of the plant. It is the most abundant and yet often the most limiting resources required by the plants. Water plays an important role in the life of a plant. Slight imbalances in flow of water can cause water deficits and severe malfunctioning of many cellular processes. Thus, plants specially must delicately balance water uptake and loss of water. So, water it is the important in the life of a plant. Water is called as the elixir of the life. Yet water is most abundant, but often it is the one of the limiting resources required by the plant, and slight imbalance in the flow of water can cause water deficit and severe malfunctioning of many cellular processes. Thus, plants specially must delicately balance uptake and the loss of the water. To carry on photosynthesis, they need to draw in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and at the same time combat water loss and dehydration. So photosynthesis is the one of the fundamental process that takes place in the plant, where plant use carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and at the same time the water has been lost from the plant by the process of dehydration. Water makes up the most of the mass of the plant cell. Most plant cells contain a large water filled vacuole. In such cells, the cytoplasm makes up only 5 to 10% of the cell volume. Water typically constitutes 80 to 95% of the mass of growing plant tissue. So most of the growing plant tissues constitutes about 80 to 95% of the water. Most of the plant cell contain the large water filled vacuoles and the cytoplasm, which makes up only 5 to 10% of the cell volume. Water makes up the most of the mass of plant cells. The basic processes involved in understanding the plant-water relationship are diffusion, osmosis and imbibition. So, in this lecture, first we are going to study the process involved in plant-water relationship, that is the diffusion. Okay. So, almost all of us have experienced the phenomenon of diffusion in one way or the other way. When we put a sugar in a liquid such as coffee or tea, the sugar molecules diffuse throughout the liquid, giving it a uniform sweet taste. So in the morning we have experienced the phenomenon of the diffusion when we prepare a coffee or tea. So for the preparation of coffee or tea, when we put sugar in a liquid, these sugar molecules diffuse throughout the liquid and giving it a uniform sweet taste. Similarly, if a bottle of essential oil is opened, then the molecules of perfume diffuse throughout the molecules of air. So it gives a pleasant smell of the essential oil or the perfume. So if the bottle of essential oil is open in the one part of the room, the molecules of the perfume diffuse from that part to the other part of the room through the molecules of air. Similarly, if a bottle of acetic acid, chloroform, formaldehyde, etc. remain open in a laboratory, there is a diffusion phenomenon. In a chemistry laboratory, as you know that the hydrogen sulfide gas apparatus is commonly found, through which the H2S gas diffuses into the surrounding atmosphere and produces the foul smell of rotten egg. So these are the examples of the diffusion where the molecules of solid, liquid or the gases have the tendency to diffuse, to spread out throughout the available area as a result of their inherent kinetic energy. So these are the examples. Here in the first example, when we prepare the coffee or tea, when we put the sugar in a liquid, the sugar molecules diffuse throughout the liquid, giving it a uniform sweet taste. Similarly, if a bottle of essential oil is opened, the molecules of perfume diffuse throughout the molecules of air. Similarly, the chemical bottles like the acetic acid, chloroform, formaldehyde remain open in the laboratory, there is a diffusion phenomenon. Similarly, if you see in the chemistry laboratory, the H2S gas apparatus, which is commonly found, through which the H2S gas that has been diffuses into the surrounding atmosphere and produces the foul smell of rotten eggs. So all these are the examples of the diffusion. This is happened due to the fact that the molecules of the gas have a tendency to move from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, and this movement of the molecule goes on until the equilibrium is established throughout the available space. The meaning of the equilibrium, where the concentration of the gas molecules in one region, that is at higher concentration, makes it equals to the region of lower concentration. So here the uniform distribution of the gas molecules has been carried out. So this process is going on until the equilibrium is established throughout the available space. So the diffusion occurs in solid, liquid and gaseous molecule because the molecules have the tendency to move from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, and this movement of the molecule goes on until the equilibrium and equal state is established throughout the available space. Now we are going for the definition of the diffusion. Literally speaking, the meaning of the diffusion is to disperse or to spread or to flow out or to extend in all direction. So diffusion, the word means to disperse, to spread out, to flow out, to extend in all directions. As mentioned above, like the gases, for example, if solute is placed, for example sugar, in a solvent, that is water, solute dissolves completely. The particles of solute, that is sugar, distribute uniformly. This is called as the diffusion. So when we prepare a sugar or when we prepare the coffee or tea, then during this preparation, when we put the sugar particles in the liquid, that is the water, they distribute uniformly in the available volume of the liquid and it gives a uniform sweet taste. So when a solute is placed in a solvent, the solute dissolves completely. The particles of the solute distributes themselves uniformly. So this phenomenon is called as the diffusion. Thus, diffusion is defined as the movement of particles or the molecules from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So diffusion, when a bottle of essential oil is remained open, then the particles or the perfume molecules has been moved from the region of its higher concentration to a region of its lower concentration. So the diffusion we can define in this way as the movement of particles or the molecules from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. In another way, we can define diffusion as it is the movement of molecules from a region of high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure. So in this definition here, instead of using the words region of high concentration to the region of lower concentration, here we are using high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure. So in the other way, the diffusion is the movement of molecules from a region of high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure as a result of their inherent kinetic energy. So this movement of the particles or the molecules carried out because of their inherent kinetic energy from the region of high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure, and this movement of the molecules as a result of inherent kinetic energy, it is called as the diffusion. So diffusion is the movement of molecules from a region of high partial pressure to the region of low partial pressure as a result of their inherent kinetic energy. It also can be defined as the tendency of molecules of liquid, solid or gas to distribute themselves evenly throughout the available space, that is also called as the diffusion. So this is the tendency of the molecules of liquid, solid or gas to distribute themselves evenly throughout the available space. In simplest way, it is the phenomenon of movement of particles of matter due to their own kinetic energy or inherent kinetic energy. So the molecules of solid, liquid or gases, they has to distribute themselves evenly throughout the available space due to their own kinetic energy. In a nutshell, when we combine all these three definitions, we prepare one simple and the precise definition of the diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from high concentration to the region of their low concentration due to their inherent kinetic energy till they get distributed uniformly until a dynamic equilibrium is established. So in the first definition we say here we saw the movement of particles or the molecules from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Similarly, in the second definition, this movement happens due to the inherent kinetic energy. In the third definition, these molecules of the solid, liquid, gases has to distribute themselves evenly throughout the available space until a dynamic equilibrium has been established. So all these three definitions we combine in a single one. In a nutshell, we say diffusion is the movement of molecules from high concentration to the region of their low concentration due to their inherent kinetic energy. So this molecule has been moved from the region of high concentration to the region of their low concentration due to their inherent kinetic energy. So this movement takes place till they get distributed uniformly until a dynamic equilibrium is established and equal state has been established. So this is called as the diffusion. Once again, I am going to repeat the definition. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from high concentration to the region of their low concentration due to their inherent kinetic energy till they get distributed uniformly until a dynamic equilibrium is established. So this is called as the diffusion. Now the factors affecting diffusion. So there are certain important factors that affect on the diffusion. Mostly these are the environmental factor. The rate of diffusion increases with the increase in temperature. When there is an increase in the temperature, the rate of diffusion has been also increased. The diffusion pressure gradient affects the process of diffusion. If the gradient increases, gradient, that is the difference. If the difference increases, the rate of diffusion also increases. And in other words, we can say that the rate of diffusion increases with the stiffness of diffusion pressure gradient. So diffusion pressure abbreviated as dP. When the difference in the diffusion pressure, that we say it is a diffusion pressure gradient. So this diffusion pressure gradient affects the process of diffusion. And if the gradient increases, the rate of diffusion also increases. Diffusion depends on the concentration or the number of diffusing particles. Greater the concentration of diffusing particles in a system, greater will be the diffusion pressure and diffusion itself. So when we put a sugar particles in a liquid, that is the water, they get distributed uniformly in the available volume of the water. So this is because of the concentration or the number of diffusing particles. Greater the concentration of diffusing particles in a system, greater will be the diffusion pressure and the phenomenon of diffusion itself. So diffusion depends on the concentration or the number of diffusing particle. More the concentration of the diffusing particle, there is increased rate of diffusion. Chemical nature of diffusing substances, whether the diffusing substance is acidic, basic, electrolyte or a non-electrolyte, will play an important role in diffusion. So the chemical nature of the diffusing substances also determine the rate of diffusion, whether the diffusing particle is acidic, it is basic, it is electrolyte or non-electrolyte, it play an important role in diffusion. Next is the importance of diffusion in plants. Why we are going to study this phenomenon? Here there are certain importance of diffusion in plant. In plant physiology, phenomenon of diffusion has great significance in the life of a plant, and so such significance or the importance has been mentioned here. The first one is in passive salt absorption, diffusion plays a significant role where ions are absorbed by the simple process of diffusion. So here the mineral elements or the ions, we can say these are present in the soil, they are absorbed along with the water. So in the process of passive salt absorption, passive where there is no involvement of the energy, when these mineral ions that has been present in the soil, they are absorbed by the plant along with the water without the involvement of the energy. So this process, it is the passive salt absorption, where the diffusion plays a significant role where the ions are absorbed by the simple process of diffusion. So passive salt absorption that takes place in the plant by the simple process of diffusion, where the mineral ions are absorbed by the roots of the plant along with water. In the translocation of the food material over short distances, diffusion plays an important role. As you know that the food material that has been synthesized in the leaf of the plant by the process of photosynthesis. So the food material that was synthesized has been translocated to the other parts of the plant like stem, root for its growth and development. So for the translocation or the transport of the food material over a short distances, the diffusion plays an important role. The third one importance, the diffusion of water vapor into the outer atmosphere occurs through open stomata in stomatal transpiration. So transpiration is one of the physiological process where the water has been lost in the form of vapors through the open stomata. So such type of transpiration, it is called as stomatal transpiration. So in the stomatal transpiration, the water has been escaped out into the outer atmosphere by the process of diffusion. So diffusion of water vapor into the outer atmosphere occur through open stomata in stomatal transpiration. So diffusion plays an important role in the stomatal transpiration. Exchange of gases during the process of photosynthesis and respiration occurs through the same stoma simultaneously through the process of independent diffusion. So what happens in the process of photosynthesis? The CO2 has been entered inside the leaf, while in the process of respiration the CO2 has been escape out and the O2 has been entered inside the leaf. In the process of photosynthesis, the CO2 has been taken in and the O2 has been given out through the same stomata. While in the process of respiration, the O2 is taken in and CO2 has been taken out from the plant part from the leaf through the same stomata. So this exchange of gases during the process of photosynthesis and respiration occur through the same stoma simultaneously through the process of independent diffusion. So these are the importance of diffusion in plants. So here I am going to repeat it once again. In passive salt absorption, diffusion plays a significant role. So what happens in passive salt absorption? The mineral ions are absorbed by the process of diffusion. Similarly, in the translocation of the food material from leaf, that is the source, to the sink, means the other part of the plant, over a short distances, where the diffusion plays an important role. The diffusion of water vapor into the outer atmosphere during stomatal transpiration occurs through the open stomata. Exchange of gases during the process of photosynthesis and respiration occurs through the same stoma simultaneously through the process of independent diffusion. So these are the importance of diffusion in plant. Now the another one concept, that is the imbibition. So imbibition we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.